In today's data-driven world, the ease of gathering data grows while the costs decrease with each passing day. The sheer amount of data available can be overwhelming. Modern technology makes it possible to organize this growing tide of data, use it efficiently and meaningfully, and group it to make it more easily understandable. These and similar technologies have found their way to regulatory systems in Serbia. A good example of such data mining system is the Risk-Based Management System, RBMS, intended for the Bankruptcy Supervision Agency, a regulatory body overseeing more than 400 licensed bankruptcy administrators in Serbia.
Supervizija predstavlja jednu od osnovnih, ako ne i primarnu funkciju agencije. Primjena savremenih tehnologija i kontinuirani nadzor nad profesijom stečajnih upravnika doprinosi njenom razvoju i unapređenju.
The regulator oversees more than 400 licensed professionals, with a staff of only 6 supervisors, receiving and reviewing several hundred reports on a monthly basis. Given its limited resources and the overwhelming quantity of data to be processed, how can the regulator read and track the reports and decide when to intensify oversight or visit an administrator for a field examination?
RBMS omogućava agenciji da sistematski analizira informacije koje prikuplja i da efikasnije odredi prioritete u svom radu.
This is an adaptation of modern tools and technologies so that the regulator doesn't have to spend its time gathering data and analyzing data, but rather on the exercise of real regulatory oversight.
The RBMS is a comprehensive electronic data management tool designed to manage and organize the regulatory oversight function. It is comprised of 4 major functional parts. 1. Automated risk prioritization expert system. 2. Audit and investigation management system. 3. Complaint tracking and resolution system. And 4. Statistical monitoring and reporting system. The automated risk prioritization expert system is at the heart of the RBMS. It assigns a relative risk ranking for each administrator, based both on static attribute evaluation and warnings of transactional risk indicators, or red flagging. Obviously, not all bankruptcy administrators present the same risk. Some practitioners have few or no cases, while some have dozens. Some manage insignificant property, while some of them have to liquidate valuable assets worth billions. They all differ in experience, their past history of compliance with the law and regulations, and in the number of complaints filed against them. All of these differences between bankruptcy administrators that are not directly linked to their individual actions in bankruptcy are recognized by the system as static attributes. In addition, the system tracks individual practitioners' transactions that can provide an indication of possible problems or deviation from accepted practice or an established norm. The system electronically reviews a series of transactions. Its risk detector red flags items that are outside the norm or indicative of a possible problem. By combining the static attribute evaluation with the transactional risk indicators, red flags, the system computes the practitioner's risk score to generate a relative ranking.
Upravo, prema tim individualnim razlikama, svi stečajni upravnici se rangiraju i omogućava se regulatornom telu da odredi prioritete u vršenju stručnog nadzora, a naročito da odredi obim, vrstu i vreme terenskog nadzora.
How does the RBMS collect information required to compute risk scores? Bankruptcy administrators use the electronic reporting system, ERS, to enter data on bankruptcy debtor assets, claims, sales, financial transactions, and other day-to-day activities online. The system monitors data at the time of entry and highlights any errors. At the click of a button, the system automatically calculates and populates appropriate sections of the monthly report, based on activities and changes to data recorded in the reporting period. Individual reports generated by the ERS are electronically filed with the BSA, where they are stored and collated in the central database used to generate statistical reports at the national level and provide the basic data for the RBMS. Information from this centralized database is then evaluated, statistically analyzed, and compared by the RBMS. Whenever the system detects questionable activities and events, such as unusually high expenditures, reporting non-compliance, repeatedly cancelled sales, multiple sales to the same buyers, etc., it raises a red flag. Let's consider an example of how RBMS helps regulators do their job. The person who supervises the work of bankruptcy administrators logs onto the system. At the click of a button, the supervisor can see the list of all bankruptcy administrators under his or her supervision. This list can be sorted by cumulative risk score, number of cases, total value of assets under control, professional experience, number of complaints, etc. The supervisor then drills down into the particular case file, where he or she can first see static attributes and a summary of transactional risk events identified in the administrator's bankruptcy cases, all located in one place for ease of use. If required, the supervisor can open an even more detailed view and actually see all the transactional risk indicators that may warrant further investigation, backed by an easy-to-understand synopsis of transactional risk. The RBMS easily detects and highlights situations that a live person can seldom spot by manually reading monthly reports and sales documentation.
The system is unique. We're not aware of anyone in Europe using a system like this in the insolvency context.
The way RBMS works can be compared with common word processing spell checkers. Spell checkers detect and alert to potential typing, grammar, or style errors, but leave the final judgment to the writer. Similarly, the RBMS detects problematic situations in bankruptcy, but leaves the decision to the supervisors. The Audit and Investigation Management System, the second aspect of the RBMS, completely automates the process of field and desk supervision, allowing regulators to browse reports, generate documents at the click of a button, and record all their activities as well as decisions and findings. The Complaint Tracking and Resolution System is the third functional part of the risk-based management system. It is used by the regulator to record complaints filed for a particular bankruptcy administrator, electronically manage investigations, and document disciplinary measures taken. All this information is used by the final module of the RBMS, the Statistical Monitoring and Reporting System, which generates periodic and yearly performance reports for the regulatory body. It allows the BSA management to easily generate and present this data to the ministry and to the general public.
RBMS je u potpunosti razvijen u skladu sa domaćim zakonodavstvom i potrebama domaćih korisnika. Svakako, u njegovom definisanju korišćena su najbolja inostrana iskustva i praksa.
I think this is the future of e-government in the regulatory context.
Sistem je razvijen od strane USAID-ovog programa za reformu stečajnog i izvršnog postupka i kontinuiranu podršku Agenciji za licenciranje stečajnih upravnika i predstavlja još jedan primer naše uspešne saradnje.